Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ines Tunaja, and today I would like to discuss about the factors in language learning in psycholinguistics. So, this is my mind mapping that I have read before. Let's start to explain one by one. Let's begin with the definition of the language itself. Language is a system of arbitrary focus symbols which permit all people in a given culture or other people will have learned the system of that culture to communicate or to interact, based on a vernacular in 1964, page 8. Okay. Then, question in 1970s described the monitor model in which the acquisition learning hypothesis takes place. He puts forward that individuals have two different independent means of developing knowledge of a second language as acquisition and learning. So, what's the difference between acquisition and learning? Yes, the first is acquisition. Acquisition is a subconscious and intuitive process of constructing the system of a language. Meanwhile, learning is the process in which learners attempt to figure out the rules and are generally aware of their own process. Okay, next, there are three views that dominate the language learning and teaching approach and methods. The first is structural view, the second is functional view, the third is the interactive view. Okay, what is the structural view? Structural view treats a language as a system of structurally related elements to core meaning, such as when we learn grammar. And then the second is functional view. Functional view sees the language as the vehicle to express or accomplish certain functions, such as require something. And the last is interactive view. It treats language as a vehicle for the creation and maintenance of social relations, focusing on the patterns of move, act, negotiation, and interaction found in the conversational exchange. Okay, and then let's go to the aspect who influence the language learning. Okay, based on the guest and Sinker in 2008, they put forward there are 8 dimensions which affect the language learning or acquisition process positively or negatively. Okay, the first is they call as affect. Yeah, affect. Affect is divided into 3 parts. The first is language and culture shock, and then anxiety, and the last is about affective filters. Okay, the first is language and culture shock. Language and culture shock realization that a learner must seem comical to speaker of the target language. So the learners feels that they must adapt to the culture where the people use the different language and between the learners and the people, so the learners must adapt to the culture, so it can be culture shock if they are not ready to face the culture. Okay, and then the second is anxiety. Anxiety is such a feeling of uneasiness, worry, nervous, and apprehension experienced by non-native speakers. The last is about affective filters. Affective filters refers to psychological factors such as feelings or emotional reaction about the language, about the people who speak that language, or about the culture where the language is spoken. Okay, question also say that the best acquisition of learning will occur in the environment where anxiety is low and defensiveness is absent. Okay, let's go to the second factors is about social distance. Social distance is the cognitive and affective proximity of two cultures that come in contact within an individual. The third is about age differences. Yeah, children acquire their first language easily and well, while individuals who learn a second language in an educational setting can have difficulty in the process. Yeah, it can be seen if the child, if the children learn language is said that it's more easily than the adults. Yeah, so it can be differences between the age between the children and then the adult when they learn language. Okay, and then the fourth is aptitude. Yeah, what is aptitude? Aptitude is refers to potential that a person has for learning language. Okay, next is motivation. Motivation, it relates with the purpose for doing things that will lead to learning a foreign language. Setting can have difficulty in the process. Okay, if someone have a motivation, exactly they can influence to do the best to learn language deeper. So the motivation is holding the important roles here. And then we go to the personality. Personality is also affect the learners. Yes, it is the particular combination of emotional, attitudinal, and behavioral response pattern of an individual. And then seven is about the learning style. It is a term to describe an individual's natural or habitual patterns of acquiring and processing information in learning situation. Yeah, exactly. Personality and insight is divided again into so many insights about the learners. They are extrovert or introvert, and then risk-taking, flight independence and independence, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic the learners. Yeah. Okay, so what extrovert and what introvert? Yeah, we know that extrovert is someone who enjoy with the people. Yeah, and then the introvert is more enjoy when they are alone or with their book. Yeah, so it can be different way to learn the language between extrovert and introvert itself. Okay, and then risk taking. So what is taking? Is taking is an ability of being eager to try out new information intelligently regardless to embarrassment in linguistics. Okay, and then fourth, dependence or independence. Okay, here if someone have a field dependence, they can explore the field uh, out out of the knowledge, not just depending of the knowledge itself or they thought they will search another research to learn the language. But the people who have the independence field, they will depend on the thought only, not will depend to the others or other thought. Yeah. Okay, and then visual people, they will depend to learn language based on visual, such as watch videos, or maybe such as the others kind of the visual. And auditory is a kind of learning type that where the people like to uh, hear or listen the others, such as listen to the teacher or maybe do conversation between the friends. And then kinesthetic is a kind of a type of learners ability that they learn best when they move their body, such as when they learn in laboratory and so many more tests. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the last factors in language learning. Yes, they are learning strategies. So what's learning strategies? Yes, learning strategies are the approach to learn and use information. It will help the learners to understand and solve the problem. So in learning style, there are five strategies. The first is about the cognitive strategies, the second is metacognitive, the third is social strategies, and the last is about affective strategies. Okay, let's explain one by one. The first is cognitive strategies. It involves the manipulation of the learning materials or input by means of the repetition or summarizing. And then the second is metacognitive strategies. It involves the higher order strategies such as analyzing, evaluating, organizing learning process. The third is social strategies. It involves the interpersonal behaviors that aim at increasing the amount of foreign language communication with native or non-native speakers. And the last is about affective strategies. It involves taking control of the emotional condition and experiences that shape one's subjective involvement in learning. So that's all of the factors in language learning that can we discuss today. If you have additional information about factors in language learning, don't be hesitant to comment below. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'm so sorry if there are mistakes. Okay, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.